this woman of God. I met Marcenae Lynette on Instagram by way of Clubhouse. Let me just Clubhouse been making connections for your girl. I wound up being in a room with the entertainment industry and didn't even know it. I was like, I'm literally with people that be in Hollywood. God just be blessing me with opportunities and connections. So I want to introduce none other than Marcenae Lynette, who is going to teach us how to have faith and starting in the entertainment industry. And as we get, come on, y'all. Let's get ready. Come on. Marcenae. Come on. Marcenae. Let's go. Hey, Marcenae. Come on. Yeah. Hey.
Hi, Jazz. Once again, we are in the same room, the same space. You know, we wear glasses. You see everything. I'm going to take these off so I can see everything.
I'm loving the dude. You look good. You look good. Yes. Come on. That's a godly cut. That's beautiful.
Thank you. And you know, I started my lock journey this year. Well, actually at the end of last year. So I'm starting to bud and it's starting to look all extra cute. So I love it. It goes with the journey of life. So, you know, I'm loving the energy that it's holding, everything that's happening on the inside. So I'm just bubbling over with excitement.
I love what's happening on the inside because I can see it on the outside. So Marcenae, I'm going to let you go ahead and bless the people so that they can have the faith to go into the entertainment industry so they can be actors and podcasters and radio folks. Go ahead, sis. Bless us.
Yes. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you so much for this platform. Hello to everyone that is here. I pray that you have had a phenomenal week. Better yet, a phenomenal moment right now, because right now is all that matters. You've decided to join this conference. You made an amazing decision to be on a path of success. Walking by faith is the very first step. And then don't forget, it does not stop there. There's so much more that you can accomplish when you just tune in, tap in, and get turned on. And I can explain that. So a little bit about myself. My name is Marcenae Lynette, and you know, my name is actually French, which is a real place in France. It's off the east coast of Burgundy. It took me 30 years to figure that out. People kept saying, what does your name mean? I started making up stuff saying, oh, it means beautiful flower. And oh, it means this and that. And then one day I said, I want to know who I am. And it all starts with the name. So my name is Marcenae Lynette, and it means one closest to the king. You can find it in the book of Esther. It's spelled a little differently, but my mom put a nice spin on it. And it's also a real place in France, spelled with a Y, off the east coast of Burgundy. So you guys can be looking for that wine that's going to come out, because it is like a fine wine. I'm developing that right now. I have been in the entertainment industry now for over 8 years. I started when I was actually in elementary school. I wrote my very first commercial. And I know it sounds like, oh, you wrote a commercial in 4th grade? I did. And actually we were in class and Miss Hodges was my 4th grade teacher. And she told us to write this commercial for a project. And I was like, oh, at this time I was in love with In Vogue, y'all. And so my product was toothpaste. And so I wrote this commercial, this jingle called Hold On to Your Smile. Like, hold on to your love, hold on to your smile. You got so I knew when I did that, and I had the entire class up in arms, we was all dancing and jamming in 4th grade. I said, ooh, I'm called to do this. And when I realized my calling and my passion, I told my mom, she was like, I knew that you were going to do this, because even when you were in your crib, you would wake up with your little Care Bear smiling and singing and cooing, and you wouldn't bother a soul for hours. You were just happy being in that space of creativeness inside of your own mind with this imagination, because I saw things so clearly, even at a young age. So I knew this is what I wanted to do. Now, from 4th grade to almost 40 in less than a couple of months, I'll be 40. I have experienced the love of God in my career in such a way that I just get so excited. Okay, so let's start here. First and foremost, to be successful in the entertainment industry, you need to know who you are. And I know you guys have heard this from previous panelists. We are all singing the same tune, the same frequency. We're on the same vibration, that when you are ready, the teachers will appear, the lessons will come. And you remember, you are already successful right now. Once you make the decision, you are already successful right now in this moment. So when you sit around and you start writing out those goals and those plans, write in the present tense that I am successful. I am a lifter. I'm an encourager. I'm a singer. I'm a professional songwriter. You put that thing in the atmosphere. So you come from 4 to 40. From 4, I'm having a lot of fun in grade school. You experience life changes. And then you have life cycles, and then you have kids, and then you have different career moves because it seems like things are not working out. That's not true. Because if you know the word of God, you know that Romans 8:28 tells you that all things work together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. You start there. And be chill, relax, and know that all things are working together for your good. Now, how do you understand what good and bad is? That's all up to your perspective. But remember that we have the laws of the universe, and then we have the laws of success, we have the laws of power, all these laws. But that one book, the Bible, contains all the laws, and it's breaking it down for you. So we talk about walking by faith. All right. That's what I did. From the moment that I understood that this is what I was called to do, I'm walking by faith. I took every class. I did every sport I could possibly do because I wanted the experience. I got saved. We say got saved, right? This is the older terminology. I got saved. What meaning? I received the Holy Spirit in my life at the age of 13. And I remember when that happened, I said, I understand. But I thought I understood. You know, sometimes we're bound by religion, and then you don't really understand relationship. And then we go through experiences, and then we're saying, oh, the relationships are broken. This is broken. When I tell you, fear not, okay? Because the Lord is good and he knows your path. And if you trust him in all your ways and acknowledge him, he will direct your path. I know it seems like I'm all over the place, but I promise you, I'm going to get you where you want to be today. And that is in the presence, in the now, knowing that right now you're already successful. That's all I came to say. Right now, you are successful. So when you dream it, wish it, do it, you already know that it's accomplished. I knew it was accomplished. Everything that was on my path, I knew it was for the purpose. Before I leave this earth and transition, I know that everything that I'm doing right now is going to play into what God has in store for me now, tomorrow, whatever I'm worried about right now, right? Okay. Faith. We love that word. It sounds so good. It's all cliche. I've got faith. I've got faith to move mountains. I've got faith. But the question is, what do you have faith in? When you're inside of the entertainment industry, please understand that everything looks good. It ain't good, but everything that you are is good. So when you get to see people's success in the limelight, understand that they too are where you are today. They also had questions. They also want to know, how do I get here, God? How am I going to be successful? And we read all these books and we see all these billboards, and you see all these pamphlets, and they're telling you all this stuff that you should do. But here's what I'm going to say to you. In order for you to get where you have been called to be, you're going to have to decide who you're going to be and whose you're going to be. We'll get in this industry, you'll get pulled from left to right. You'll be rejected from left to right. You will be talked about from left to right. You will be denied left and right. You will be accused. You will be ashamed of some things, and then you're going to take paths that you'll have to question, Lord, what am I doing exactly? But if you just hold on to the thought that you are his, it'll bring you back full circle to understanding your full purpose. And the purpose that God has for us is to love, and to love unconditionally everything that you do. That's it. Everything that you do, you need to love it. You need to stand and operate in love, in God's love. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt, if you are cleaning toilets, you better love it. And just like my sister said before, do not despise the small beginnings, right? Everything is small or big, depending on what your perspective is. But if you understand that you want to love everything that you do, it does not feel like work. You will also see a different perspective, and your vision will expand, because you're no longer saying, this is what I want, this is what I need. You'll say, this is what I already have, because God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes shall have everlasting life. And that life is not the skin that you're in. That life is that well that's bubbling down on the inside of you, that is keeping you afloat and alive. That's life. That is the everlasting life that he promised you, was a right now moment. Right now, you have living waters flowing on the inside of you that's going to keep you going. Now, let's get to the logistics of the entertainment industry. How do you do this without losing your soul? That's a great question. You should ask yourself every day. Every day I say, will this compromise anything that I'm trying to do? Will this compromise who I am? Is this along my brand and who I'm representing in this industry? So 4 to 40, life happens. We get here. I've done it. Movies, commercials, short films. I've done plays. I have done it all. I've seen it all. What got me here was believing in me. I had to stop looking to all of my friends to validate me. I had to stop looking to industry execs to validate me. I had to stop looking at my paychecks to validate me. I had to stop looking at my excuses and my life choices to validate me. I understood that I ain't quitting. It's going to get done. And so when you decide and choose you, which is that God that lives within you, your God-given talent, your God-given gifts, your God-given abilities, that God-given strength. And when you understand that this is not for you, but it's for the glory of God, you will not quit. And if you love what you do, you can't give up on love. I know it sounds like I'm a Care Bear, because I am. They call me Care Bear Marcy. I be shooting hearts out of my shirt everywhere that I go. Doesn't matter what room I step in. I am the light. I am God's chosen. And I walk with my head up and my chest out, and I speak, I spread love no matter where I go in this industry, because every opportunity that you get, it is not for the benefit of your pockets. It is for the benefit of you to discover who you are and what you bring to the situation in the right now moment. What is God getting to someone that is in your presence at this moment? If you release the personal and operate in your gift, if you release all the, it's not me, let it go. The only way that you are going to survive in this industry is if you hold on to who you truly are. And that is God's best creation. You are God's gift, God's daughter, God's son, the apple of his eye. You are his joy when you wake up in the morning. He is delighted to serve. You should be delighted to serve the world. So we get in this industry, you get these auditions, you get the callbacks, you start your YouTube channel, you start your podcast, you write your first screenplay, you write your first playwright, like your first play. You decide that, you know what, I'm going to be an internet mogul. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to start my t-shirt line. I'm going to do all of these things. Did you consult with God when you did that? Did you ask God to bless it? Did you ask God to enlarge your territory, which is your mental, your mind, so that you can receive the biggest blessings that He has for you? Did you ask God to clean your heart and to search you, to know that this isn't for personal gain, God, this is to serve you? Did you sit down and get your soul right? Is your soul prospering? Meaning, are you in right relationship with God? I didn't ask you, were you righteous? Were you saved? I said right relationship with Him. And being in right relationship with God is being in harmony with Him, being one with the source. Because if you're not in harmony and if you're not one with God, how can you operate in faith? Because you can't hear, you can't see the way that God sees, and you are also not speaking the way that God has called you to speak. You are not blessing people the way that God asked you to bless them, because you're connected to the effect. The effect is part of the laws of the universe, cause and effect. Your cause for why you're doing is what? To serve God? What's your cause? Why are you doing it? The effect is always going to be either a relationship, some money, some stuff going to come out of you. You're going to get what you're putting out there. But you want to be in a space, in a relationship with God, to where you can hear Him, to where when you hear Him, you react and you act in obedience immediately. When you are starting to experience some type of turmoil in your spirit, that's because you're not hearing and you're also not listening and you're not taking action. Faith without works is dead. How can you love God and not serve His people? How can you have faith if you're not willing to be obedient? Because you'll write down those plans, you'll write down those goals, and you'll make this elaborate list. You're making the connections, but something is off. You met Denzel Washington, but you were not ready. You met the exec, but you were not ready. So how can you get yourself ready? One, right relationship with God. Know who your maker is. How can you be in a relationship with Him if you don't know who He is and what He has to offer you? Two, read the word, hide it in your heart so that you don't sin against Him. And sinning is not what you think. Sinning is not receiving Him as your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Sinning is not operating under the anointing of God. Sin is not because you lay down with somebody. Let it go. Sin is not because you ran around here cursing. Let it go. Sin ain't because you committed adultery. Let it go. The ultimate sin is not believing in Him. Am I doing too much? Nope. And I'm not going to apologize. Moving on, right? So one, get to know who your creator is and learn how to co-create with Him. You are the alchemist of your life. God has already laid the foundation. God has already put the footwork in. He did what He needed to do. Now you can stop blaming Him and start accepting responsibility and get busy serving Him. We're running around here, from set to set. I literally just got off set. I came rushing up in here because I'm committed to this process and encouraging God's people and letting you know that this industry is what it is. The entertainment industry is just like your house. And how you decide to keep your house is how you're going to operate in the real world. It's how you're going to operate in your career. It's how you're going to operate in your relationships. So today, when you get done at 5 o'clock, you go and you take a look in that mirror and you ask yourself, who do I need to be successful and faithful to God? Start there. Understand that you cannot move and breathe and do what you need to do in a proper fashion and in obedience, because we don't need the sacrifices. We make a lot of sacrifices because we refuse to be obedient to Him. So get to know your creator. Read your word. When you're walking by faith, you're going to have to walk. If we don't say stand by faith, you got to walk by faith. And in order to be in faith, you have to know who you are and be clear about what you are doing for God. I could be in this industry all day long, but my relationship with God is what's going to determine my altitude and my attitude of love and gratitude and abundance is what keeps me open to saying yes and receiving all that God has for me. My abundant love, my abundant power, my abundant relationships, God did that. I have been to places that people say I've been in the industry for over 20 something years. I haven't done what you've done. And I ask them, what is your relationship like with God? Have you tapped into that? Have you turned on? Are you in harmony with him? Are you operating in love? Or are you nasty acting? Is your attitude off when you wake up in the morning? Are you still blaming everybody? Check yourself. Because in order to be successful and walk by faith in this industry, in life, period, you want to know who you are and whose you are. God is everything and everywhere. No matter where you go, it is your job and your responsibility to receive that and receive him. That's all I got, Jazz. The entertainment industry is going to come, you guys. It's going to come and go. But what matters is you and your relationship. And the reason why I speak so heavy on that, it took me 30 some odd years to be in right standing with God the way that I knew that I should have been when I first started. But that's going. Right now, I celebrate on a daily basis how good God is, how the relationships are here, how the money is flowing because I love him and I'm called according to his purpose and I am in tune and in harmony with God. The effect of that, I'm blessed. The effect of that, I'm a giver. The effect of that is I'm a receiver, a big receiver. The effect of that, I can go out my door and I'll meet somebody and I get to encourage people regardless of what's going on with me. The effect of that is because I know without a shadow of a doubt, God is going to take care of it all. So how do you make it in the entertainment industry? Get to know your creator, co-create with him. When you walk by faith, be obedient to the word. Get tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, and love unconditionally. That's what I got.
I'm going to turn on a little bit of your En Vogue as we get Jasmine up here on stage.
That's my song. Oh, thank you. See, that's why I love this. Hold on to that love. It started there, y'all.
Marcenae, you didn't have to tear us up like that. Girl, I ain't got no edge left. Where my edge? Girl, I gotta go get some Twin Nation. My edge gone. You come up. Come on. You did that.
I love you so
much. You more. That was amazing.
Thank you. To God be the glory. I'm telling you, hold on to that love, y'all. Get in connection with him. You can't, I promise you, Jazz, they can't move. You have to know who he is. You have to. I'm so emotional because I know what it's like.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. When you out here toiling and you think that you're doing all this stuff, and he's like, oh, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep making a way. But when you want to get where I've called you to be, you better get connected to me. And you need to stay connected to the power source because I promise you that light ain't ever going off. Oh, you're going to see me, but you're going to see God first.
Come on. I love it. I love it here. Marcenae, I don't know when I'm coming to your city, but we're going to have to do lunch, dinner, girls' night. I'm so proud of you. And I can just see the transformation from December when we had our clubhouse to April. It's some done went off over there. It done went off. And girl, walk into your new beginnings, walk into your blessed life, walk into everything that God called you for, walk into it all. Every single desire that's on your heart. He ain't forgot about it. So walk into it. Let's go.
I received that.
Wow. Marcenae has tore the house down, y'all. Thank you so much for gracing us with the stage.